All right, let's get right into it. We're going to be talking about what one expert is calling the biggest shift in human history. And what's wild is that it's a technological revolution that's been building for over 20 years, mostly in the background, until right now.
And to kick us off, just look at this quote from Mo Gaudat, the former chief business officer at Google X. He says, "The world as you know it is over. Completely done." I mean, wow, that's a heavy thing to hear, right? It sounds like a line from a disaster movie. But here's the thing. He's not predicting the future. He's telling us this has already happened.
So, yeah, let's unpack that a little bit. Part 1, the world is over. This isn't some doomsday prediction. According to the source, it's just a statement of fact about the world we're living in today. And this is the part that really gets me. He makes it crystal clear. It's not about to be over. It's over. The argument is that the fundamental operating system of our society has already been rewritten, but most of us just haven't gotten the memo yet. So what on earth actually happened?
Well, it all comes down to a complete change in how we create intelligence. Which brings us to our second section, 2 kinds of intelligence.
Okay, so check this out, because this slide really breaks down the entire game-changing shift. The old way, human-led intelligence. That's how we've always done things. A smart programmer figures out a problem, then they write code, step by step, to tell a dumb computer exactly how to do it. But the new way, machine-led intelligence, it's completely flipped on its head. We don't give the machine the steps anymore. We just give it a ton of data, point it at a goal, and it literally figures out how to get there all by itself. And this is just a brilliant way to picture it. Gaudat says it's like giving a toddler one of those shape-sorting toys. You don't sit down and explain the geometric properties of a star versus a square. No way. You just give them the toy. They try to jam the square peg in the round hole, and they fail, and they try again and again until, click, it fits. That's that light bulb moment. The kid learns the rule without anyone ever telling them what it is. That's deep learning. That's what these computers are doing.
And here's the thing. This new way of learning isn't just a cool idea. It's been happening and picking up speed for more than 2 decades now, which brings us to part 3, when machines started learning.
All right, so let's walk through this quiet revolution. Back around the year 2000, the internet finally got big enough to become this giant library of data for machines to learn from. Fast forward to 2009, and you get a landmark moment, the cat paper. Researchers basically let an AI binge-watch YouTube, and get this, it taught itself what a cat is. No one told it. It just figured it out. And then by 2016, things get really serious with AlphaFold.
And the scale of what AlphaFold did is, wow, it's just hard to wrap your head around. This number, 200 million, that's how many protein structures it solved. Now, to put that in perspective, folding a single protein is one of the hardest problems in biology. It can take a team of brilliant scientists months, even years. This AI solved 200 million of them in a matter of days. Work that would have taken us centuries was just done in a flash.
So if all this incredible stuff has been happening for years, you're probably asking, why does it feel like AI just exploded out of nowhere in 2023? And that leads us perfectly to our next section, the Netscape moment for AI.
I love this analogy, the Netscape moment. Think about the internet in the early 90s. It was there, it was powerful, but for most of us, it was invisible. Then along came the Netscape browser, and suddenly, boom, everyone could see the internet, everyone could use it. Gaudat says that's exactly what tools like ChatGPT were for AI. It wasn't the birth of AI, it was just the browser that finally let all of us see what it could do.
And now that we all have the browser, what are we seeing? Well, the claim is that in every single task we've given this new intelligence, it's become superhuman. From incredibly complex games like chess and Go, to the unsettling art of social media manipulation, all the way to creative fields like art, music, and writing. The list just goes on and on.
So that raises an absolutely enormous question. Now that this superhuman intelligence is here, and it's basically in everyone's hands, where do we go from here? We are, as the source puts it, at a major fork in the road.
And that really brings everything down to this one simple question, the only question that really matters at this point. And according to Gaudat, there are 2 very, very different paths ahead. Path 1 is this incredible utopia of abundance, a magnificent future where AI helps us solve climate change, cure diseases, you name it. But path 2? Well, that's a dystopia of disruption. A really difficult time where the rules of our society get rewritten in ways we can't predict, in ways that could be incredibly painful.
So, which path are we on?
He doesn't give an answer. Instead, he leaves us with this final, powerful analogy. I'm here to tell you that the water is boiling. You know the story of the frog in the pot, right? The water heats up so slowly that it doesn't realize it's in danger until it's too late. The point isn't to scare us. It's to wake us up, to make us realize that the world has already changed. The water is boiling, and now it's up to us to decide what we're going to do about it.